You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today on our Weight Loss Wednesday, our topic today is one that I love talking about. Actually, I've given quite a number of talks on this specific thing. And the reason is that a lot of people are held back from becoming who they really want to be by the simple concept or the simple belief is that they think they need to be perfect. They think they need to kind of have all the stars align in order for them to get started. And getting started really is all that you need to concentrate on. I've talked about this many times, but I will continue to talk about it in the future. And the reason is this, is oftentimes we can get held back by our goals from that belief that unless everything is exactly how it's supposed to, unless we've read enough books, talked to enough people, done enough research, whatever it might be, that we don't get moving, that we don't at least start moving forward in the direction and path of our goals. The problem is this, and the problem that I've spoken about before is that you don't even know what you need to know until you start getting started, right? So it's kind of like that first step forward and moving and walking down the path beyond what you can currently see right now. Only then do you start to encounter the obstacles that you now need to know how to overcome. And that's part of the process. That's why whether you're looking to get well, looking to lose weight, whether you're looking to really just enhance your overall lifestyle, none of that is going to happen. And you can't learn it all just through a book. You need to move forward. So that's why, although I love my education and loved all the schooling, all that type of great stuff, and the mentors that I went through, only when I started actually intern overseas in the best clinics in the entire world, working under some of the masters, literally these just amazing doctors. I would sit next to them in their office and I would get to see the interaction between the patient and the doctor and how they, did these really technological lab tests that I now use in my own practice. Not until I saw that did I start to just get it, because you can't learn it from a textbook, right? Like think about trying to learn the piano or learn a musical instrument in general, right? So you can read about it. You absolutely can. You can start to look at the music, but until you start to play, you don't know the rhythm, you don't know how your hands move, you don't know the timing, all of these specific things, and that will never happen until you move forward. So what I want to talk about today, though, is inevitably it's going to come up, right? You're going to mess up. You're going to kind of drop the ball on your plan, whatever you want to call it. And that's why I titled this show, what to do when being perfect isn't possible. And the first thing is, let's just, talk about that pink elephant in the room, is that you are never going to be perfect. I will never be perfect. All we try to do is kind of strive for that perfection, knowing that we will never achieve it, right? It's kind of like Plato's form. It's that form up there of the ideal, and we work towards the ideal, but now we can have the understanding, we can have the compassion with ourselves, is that we're never going to reach that. We're going to try, we're going to do our best, and that's why we strive forward every single day. However, we're going to be okay with doing our best, and we know that we don't live in a vacuum, and because we don't live in a vacuum, we can't control everyone else around us or our environment. We can do our best. We can try to put ourselves in the best possible situation for achievement, right? We can do that, but obstacles are going to come up. So what I want to talk about today is, yes, you're moving forward. You're on your path where you're discovering really what you need to do to get well. One more little piece of advice before we get started is this. Remember, when I started on my own journey, when I see anyone starting on their own journey, it's not a straight path to success. It's just not. Like, I relapsed multiple times before I got well. Now, if you're working with a really qualified practitioner, they're going to walk you through that so that hopefully you never go through those specific relapses. But you really have to be following their plan step by step in order for that not to happen. So I have the people who follow my plans exactly step by step, and they get phenomenal results. And then have a lot of other people, which I'm going to talk about today kind of on this show, is, I don't get to work with them and hold them by the hand the whole time, right? So they're on their own. They're kind of messing up. They're having cheat meals. They're forgetting to take their nutrition. They're doing all of those things which are not leading them to a direct path to their success. However, they're zigzagging, but they're zigzagging always moving forward. So for them, instead of getting better in, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks or so, maybe their timetable is more like 3 to 4 months. But, the bottom line is this, they do get better, right? They do lose the weight where most people struggle their entire life because there is no plan, there is no path. So today, let's talk about when that struggle occurs, right? Because you're never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I would like to be, I try for it. Actually, I shouldn't even say that. I don't want to have that, that perfect whatever, because then there is no struggle. There is no, goal achievement, right? There's just none of that. So what you do is you work through the process. That's what I want to talk about today. So the first thing we already talked about, we got right into it, is never wait for that perfect time, right? Never wait to have the right attitude. Never wait for the right person to come into your life, whether that's a partner, like a life partner, or whether that's a doctor, or whether it's a personal trainer, or that's whatever it might be, even a great book, because you'll find it, but you'll find that eventually once you start to move down that path, right? So before I found my mentors, I had to start learning, even, acknowledging what is this thing called alternative medicine? What is this thing called naturopathic medicine? Oh, it turns out, well, it's been around forever, where conventional medicine is kind of the new medicine, right? It's the alternative to natural medicine. So then once I started to realize that, then I started to look up doctors. I looked up doctors in my area, and then all of a sudden, oh, wow, look at all this. There's so many books written on this. I had no idea that there were books written about this. And so again, start to move down the path. All right. And then you need to learn that in general, you are good enough. You really are. And I know that sounds kind of like metaphysical and kind of esoteric, but you are. You don't need more than you, right? You're going to find more coaches. You're going to find more mentors, but you're good enough. Like, you have enough within you to be able to achieve your goal on your own. Now, will it take longer without a plan? Yes, but you're still going to achieve it if you believe in you. Too many people, they don't dig deep enough inside. Everyone inside of themselves. I'm telling you, if you dig deep enough, you will find it. You have to have a big enough why, right? You need to start making yourself a little bit of more of a priority. And I teach that a lot now. And the reason why I say is make you a priority is because once you become better, once you become well, once you become like this beacon of wellness and energy, that's going to radiate to everyone in your life. Your kids, your spouse, your coworkers, everyone is going to feel that. It is contagious. It really is. Take care of yourself first. It's not selfish. You will be able to give more of you in the future, if there is more of you, right? So dig deep, start to realize that you're good enough. You have enough inside of you. Yes, you need to learn more. There's no doubt about that, but that's okay. You're good enough to start now. And you believe in yourself enough to say you will find out your answers because you're dedicated to the process, right? Not the end result, but you're dedicated to that process. All right. Now, the next thing is we need to start making our best relative choices. So let's get right into what we're really talking about today is what to do when being perfect isn't possible. You're going to find yourself in scenarios in life where you just can't be perfect, right? So one of those things is like, let's not even talk about dinner right now, but let's just say, you're at the grocery food store, you're at, an event and you have to grab something. Like, what are the best things to do? Well, think of it this way. The best in terms of food is always whole foods as seen in nature, right? I always take almonds for as an example. So of course we're going to talk about organic almonds because we don't want the sprayed ones or just in general pesticide based agriculture. We don't want to promote that, right? Let's forget about all the naysaying and different sides. We just don't want to promote those chemicals in our environment. They run off into the land, they run off into the water, and then they're in our drinking water as well. That's a big part of it that no one ever talks about. But let's go back to the almonds. All right. So you're eating organic almonds, right? Now, raw is the best form, right? So raw almonds. And then next would be, okay, you're going to get organic roasted almonds. And then after that, the next best relative choice would be like a raw almond butter. So there's a little bit of oxidative damage because you blended them, you've ground them, you food processed them, and you basically now there's none of that antioxidant layer around the actual nut. And then after that would be not a raw almond butter, but then a roasted almond butter. And then the more processing. So you can see like the best is whole foods as found in nature. And then the more they become processed, the less good they are for you, right? But you might not always have access to raw organic almonds. But if the choice was between, let's just say like peanut butter and jelly sandwich at an event, or you could have a little bit of like almond butter on celery, and it wasn't organic. Like that's such a much better choice than like a sandwich, right? That yes, it is. It's like you're not in the position to be at your very best, but you're making your best relative choice, right? Same goes with working out. Okay, so you missed your workout for the day. You're upset at yourself. You're beating yourself up. Well, you know what? When you get home, I know you probably have a family. You probably have all these different things going on. Say, you know what? I just need 5 minutes. I just need 10 minutes. What you're going to do is you're just going to go into a bedroom by yourself, wherever it might be, and you're going to say, okay, I am going to do literally 10 sets in 10 minutes or 5 sets in 5 minutes. I am going to sprint in place. I'm going to do jumping jacks. I'm going to do mountain climbers. I'm going to do burpees for 20 to 30 seconds. And then I'm going to rest double that time. And then I'm going to go right back into the next set. I'm telling you, within 10 minutes, your mood will have changed. You'll be sweating. You'll be huffing and puffing. And yes, you will have gotten a workout in. Now, is it your best workout? Like, this isn't all-time personal best. No, let's not kid anybody. But we're not looking for that. What we're looking to say is some is better than nothing. And we don't have to just completely give up. If you find yourself in the position that you're not working out enough, you're missing too many workouts, well, you need to then just say, well, what I'm going to do is a home workout before I leave for work for the day. Or I'm going to carve out lunchtime as my time to work out because after work doesn't seem to be cutting it, right? So you need to start to look at those choices. What I'm saying, though, is a 10-minute bodyweight workout is fantastic. It will help you better metabolize glucose. One of my favorite things to do and favorite things to teach people is before you head out for dinner that night, do a 10-minute at-home workout before you shower. Like, why not? Or before you go out. Because the repercussions of eating, foods that aren't so great for you, they're going to create inflammation in your body, right? They're going to cause you've already have overstocked blood sugar levels, right? In your glucose, meaning like your glucose levels, your glycogen levels have already been stocked in your liver and your muscle. So any extra sugar is then going to be turned to body fat. So how I look at it is this, is if you work out just 10 minutes before, it's been shown doing a higher intensity interval or even just a 4-minute Tabata, which I've gone over many times, you're going to be able to better utilize those carbohydrates when you go out. It's these little things that do make a difference. You need to know yourself, get to know yourself, and know that, I'm going to have that glass of wine at dinner. Great. We'll do that 10-minute workout beforehand, and that makes a huge difference. Jumping jacks, mountain climbers. Remember, you have those at your disposal. They're not going anywhere. Remember, you take them with you because it's your own body weight. So just a couple more examples. Let's say everyone is out because it's the holidays, right? So I'm out. I'm at holiday parties. I'm with friends. I'm at different themed holiday parties. Everyone's having a great time. So instead of me having 3 drinks, right, or 4 drinks, or maybe a dozen drinks like some people might have, I can have 1 drink, believe it or not, and actually feel like I'm not missing out. I'm having a great time. I'm enjoying myself because I'm enjoying the company of others. That takes a little time to get there. However, think about the total number of drinks you usually have when you go out. Let's say it's 3, okay? Can you cut that back to 1? Like, think of it that way. Can you cut it back to 2? That would be a huge accomplishment in and of itself, since every drink has about 30 to 40 grams of sugar or more. So you can look at it that way. Plus, what you want to start to putting less toxic load on your body. You feel better the next day. You're less inflamed. All of this does matter. Remember, so I want to wrap this up, but life in general is going to have a million obstacles along the way for us, right? Some of them are easy to overcome. Which ones are easy to overcome? The ones that are most easy to overcome are the ones that you've already encountered before, right? So when you've encountered something before and you've learned about a plan for the next time, right? It's very hard to master it the very first time you encounter it. However, when you do mess up, and this is why I'm telling yourself to be compassionate with yourself, to be gentle with yourself, because you haven't encountered before, right? So you mess up, you don't feel great about yourself. Okay, what would I do next time if I was in this situation? Come up with a plan. Jot it down in your journal. It's your private journal. You write it down, what you would do next time. Once you do that, you're going to be ready. And you might not perfect it the next time, but you know what? You're going to do better than you did the time before that. That's what life is all about. That's what every year is about, right? So that's how I look at every year now. I don't look at trying to accomplish one major thing necessarily per year. Sure, it can have individual work goals, things like that, publishing a book, those types of things like that. But in the future, really what I'm looking for with each and every year is to make sure that I have moved forward. That's all. The end goal would be, looking at all of your goals in terms of fitness. And if you achieve, your body with what you're happy with, well, then you're maintaining that. But then another area of your life can move forward. Relationships, spirituality, career, giving back, service. It depends on where you are in life. That's how I look at it. So when I say to myself, yes, this is a new event, this is a new stressor. Okay, how can I improve? How can I get better? What can I do differently next time? That's the big thing. And then there's some times where you're just going to say, as I develop as a person, as I get more confident with me, I'm going to do better all these newer things as well. I mean, like when I encounter a new event, I can now be confident in myself and can say, you know what? I don't think I'm going to have any drinks tonight. I'm just going to have a soda water, cranberry with a lime. That's splash cranberry with a lime. That's a lot of times when I go out. And at first, if it's a new person, like, oh, you're not drinking? No, I'm choosing not to drink tonight. And then might ask you like, oh, well, why is that? You might start talking about your health or whatever it is. It leads to more interesting conversations. Remember, if you do things that are sometimes contrary to what everyone else is doing, and you do it with confidence because you believe in you and you want something different for yourself. Not what anyone else is doing is wrong. I'm not saying that. It's just not right for you. And when you start to do things with confidence, you start to do things the right way, I'm telling you, it attracts a lot of great people into your life. And even those people who don't believe in what you believe in, they want to hear about it. It's interesting because you know what? You're not the same as everyone else. You're not the same as they encounter on a day-to-day basis. I'm telling you, when you start to look at life differently, life really does change for you. It does. And the reason is that you start to become more comfortable. When you become more comfortable, you have less anxiety. All of a sudden, when you have less anxiety, you have more energy. That anxiousness draws so much energy from your body. So what I want to do is I want to go in depth more next week on how to better accomplish all of these goals in your life. But for today, I really want you to think about today's episode. Rewind, play it again if you need to. If you feel like, well, you missed something, that you need to write something down in your journal for how it can improve your life, please do so. And if any of these podcasts can ever help anyone else that you know, please do feel free to share them with them. Thank you, everyone. I really do appreciate every one of your listens, and I can't wait for all of the 2017 shows that we have coming out. New topics, really amazing things that I've seen work, like I said, each and every day in my practice. I can't wait to bring them to you. Have a great day.
Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.